Hello everyone, my name is Gus.
Hi, I'm Woody.
Today we have kind of a follow-up. Somebody sent me a message because one of our most popular videos that we ever reacted to was featuring the heroic work that crews in Philippines, I think it was in Philippines, did to, I guess, not rescue, but recover the bodies of people who died when a ferry sank.
But do you think, I'm sorry, I'm just reacting.
Yeah.
And I don't always say the right thing. It just comes flying out of my head. So I
Sure.
was going to pull this back, but I decided not to. Do you think it was one of the most popular videos because of the heroic rescue of the bodies? Or is it just because
Bodies are shown
there's-
being recovered?
there's dead bodies? I'm serious. It
Yeah.
seems to be like a trend that people want to see that.
That's true. So I think in that same trend, somebody reached out to us and said, here's another video of more footage from the rescue workers recovering another body. This one was 3 weeks after it sank. So they were still looking for bodies weeks later.
So we're going to see dead bodies, do you think?
Well, probably. I will say that, this is the kind of work, and we get this question sometimes, and I don't know if I've ever seen you answer this question. So I'm going to ask you here, and I want people to answer below on the comments because I'm also asking you this question, especially if you're a diver and whether you can do this or not. I get this question a lot, which is, would you go and recover somebody's body?
Yes. Because I feel like I'm doing, and let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have the skill, but if I had the skill, if I felt like somebody taught me how to do that, because I don't think it's easy to do.
Yeah.
I really think I'm doing something pretty special for the family, and they would want the body. Most people. So yes,
I think there's two sides to it. I think one side of it, the selfless side of it, is exactly what you said. Is giving a family closure, bringing them their loved one so they can do proper burial or however they want to, process that. I think that selfless side of it is a valid side. But there's also the side of whether you can live with those images in your head. And I've talked to people like Ed, for example, who has done a ton of body recoveries from caves and rescues. And he has told me stories of like running into a victim face to face, where he's diving and it's like 2 inches of visibility, like 5 centimeters of visibility, and all of a sudden there's somebody's face in your face.
and even the bloodline or something.
And how those imagine
and he even said you can smell it, like you can smell it in the water.
So imagine, how do you live with that? How do you sleep that night? How do you? And I talked to Ed about it, and he's like, look, it's just a job. It's, I am able to compartmentalize. Like, my mission is to find this body. I found it. I grabbed it. I bring it back. I don't think about it that way. And I don't know. I would like to believe that I am strong enough mentally to compartmentalize that and kind of do a job and be done with it. But I don't know. And I feel like that fear of not knowing. Like, do I want to live with that for the rest of my life? That every time I close my eyes or whatever, I dream about running into a dead person. I don't know.
It's a very fair question. I don't know if I don't know, but I think that I would, knowing that risk, I would still try.
Yeah.
If I had the know-how, like if somebody was with me, maybe that needed my help, like Ed, who's done this, because it's not easy. I mean, Ed has described just how difficult it is.
Yeah. And that's always my answer. My answer is, look, if I was with Woody, let's say we just finish a dive at Ginny, and we come out after a 2-hour dive or whatever, and somebody's out there like, oh my God, my body, I left them there. We went, on the 400 or we went in this particular route and we got disconnected, and I don't know, would we go back and get him? Yes. If we're there and we're first responders, I would say. So we're the first people there, and we're already in the water. We have DPVs, we have scrubber life left, gas left. Of course, we would do it. But it's one of those things that the selfish side of me wish that I never find out. It's like, would you ever save somebody by doing CPR? I don't know, but I don't want to find out. I never want to be in a position where I have to do it, because that's the selfish side of me. Even though I could, and I could have the satisfaction of saving someone's life, I hope I never find out. that's kind of my answer there. And I know it's kind of a non-answer. Like, would you do it? Yeah, but I hope I never have to. It's really the answer. Well, these guys are going in knowing they're going to do it. Like, 3 weeks later, they're going out of their way. This is their job. This is what they sign up to do. And this is why I call it heroic, because it's one of those things that I hope I never have to do. So let's watch and give you our thoughts. So this is part 2. Again, we already reacted to part 1, which is when they went right after the sinking. So but please answer below. Would you sign up to go do this? Last dive.
Remind everybody on the details. Is this thing deep? Is it a
I think
technical
it's like,
dive?
I don't remember exactly the details, but I think it's right around 100 feet. 100 to 115, something like that. And they're all open circuit doing this. So if you notice, he was saying that the windows were broken by the Philippine Navy divers. They just went down and broke all the windows. So here's another thing. I'm going to pause it right now because he's talking about how this area of the ferry was not really covered because of the debris. And I think that this goes mostly for the people who are non-divers or for divers who are just open water divers, like never really been inside a wreck and all of that. There's a reason why when you do your wreck diving class, you don't go inside the wreck. And I think a lot of people are disappointed by that, including me. I remember when I did my wreck diving class, I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm going to get to go inside and look at the engine or whatever. And then you realize that no, it doesn't include any penetration. It's just the outside of the wreck. And you're like, well, what was that about? There's levels to it. There's advanced wreck diving and where you do penetration and stuff like that. But the level of skills that you need to do this safely is off the charts. Like, you have to learn a lot in order to do it safely, navigating inside a wreck. Now, add on top of that debris, because this is a legit wreck, ferry full of chairs and tables and stuff that is down there, glass, and victims, right? Humans that are down there, diseased, that died during the sinking of the ship. So imagine how hard it is to gain the skills to do it on a ship that was sank on purpose, where they open these giant holes and stuff so you can penetrate and do it safely. Now add on top of that all of the debris, and you always see the comment of people, it's like, just go in and find them. Just go in the ship and go find the victims. Yeah, you think it's that easy, then you should go do it.
Very dangerous. You could easily get trapped.
And in open circuit is...
And it's going to probably silt out, and you better have line, and now you're managing the line and all that debris around it. Mitch, imagine the line gets twisted up. This is very difficult.
It's some of the most complex,
no doubt,
diving that you can do.
Definitely.
And I get it because now, right now, and depending on when you're watching this, but right now, one of the biggest popular movies on Netflix is the saturation diving movie, the Last Breath movie.
Yep.
And people are, how they're talking about how saturation diving is by far the most complex whatever diving. That is true. It is complicated because you're fully saturating a body. There's a lot of machinery and science at play. But when it comes to danger, I would say that this is on par with saturation diving. And of course, you're going to murder me in the comments being like, this is not even close or whatever. But going inside a ship on open circuit, meaning with just 2 tanks that give you 10, 20 minutes, depending on the depth that you are of breathing, and going inside a ship that is full of debris that you've never seen, you don't have maps. I mean, it's just so dangerous.
Pretty tough.
This is, yeah, it's pretty dangerous. Saturation diving is super dangerous too. Don't get me wrong. That's gnarly. So you see they're not even penetrating it. There's debris already up to the windows. Like mattresses, there's cushions, there's all kinds of stuff. There's a duffel bag. So they're just pulling stuff out of there. Just pull the bag out.
Oh, that needs to be out of the way. They can't get through there.
Yeah. Okay, they all saw something. Of course, at this point, we know he's going to be a victim.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sad, really, to see this.
Yeah.
She just got stuck and trapped immediately. You know, the windows were
Yeah, there's
there.
a window in a
You
ship.
just
They
can't
don't,
get
you
out.
can't open
You're
them.
just sinking underwater quickly.
Yeah. You can see a foot. I don't know if you can see the toes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's been underwater for 3 weeks. But you can see this is victim number 73 or 76. So they still pulled 3 people more out of there.
So other people brought the body up.
Yeah. So they found her, but they didn't pull it out because they didn't have enough air, which was tough. And that's another thing. I wonder if mentally that messes with you, where you find a victim, find a body, and then you can't do anything about it. You have to leave. Like, imagine that.
I mean, it's all of it is pretty sad.
Would you be
But
happy that you found it?
Yes, I like the words. If you noticed, what they wrote up there was, I felt relieved that I get to tell the family that we found that a family, not because they don't know who, is going to get that body back, which would be very important to somebody. I mean, it's not that I'm happy; it's that you are doing a good deed. You are by delivering somebody, a deceased family member.
I wonder if you're doing this, looking for a drowning victim or something, if it's scarier or easier to do it in zero vis. Like, imagine the bottom of a lake. And because you and I have dove in lakes too. That as soon as you touch the bottom is poof, zero visibility. It's like the zilt just goes all over the place. You can't see anything. So if you're sweeping the floor looking for a victim and you run into it, would that be easier? Because I feel like in the darkness, and I want you,
so.
I want you to close your eyes.
I would rather see it.
You'd rather see it.
I mean, I think so. I would rather see it. I mean, just feeling around and then you grab I think that's a little bit eerier in my mind. I would rather see it and consciously know what am I going to do next, and I think bumping into a body underwater where you can't see would be pretty disturbing.
Wow, really? Here I think the opposite. I feel like if I can see it, it won't come back to haunt me as much.
I get it.
Now, every time you hit a branch or something down there, you're going to think it's a body. That is another problem. I think that the sweeping, the search for it will be scarier than to be able to go down and see it in the distance and be like, oh, there's a body over there. But not seeing it, I feel like long lasting, time wise, I feel like not seeing it is better. It's scarier at the beginning, but easier to live with it, I'm thinking.
And I'm thinking the next time we go diving and we have a silt out, you're going to touch something by accident and think, I hope that wasn't a body. I just think I would rather be in the know, and I have more knowledge when I can see.
Yeah.
But it's not a real good, pleasant A or B that you're asking me to choose from. Yeah. I don't know which one I would rather have.
They're both bad.
They're pretty bad.
Yeah, they're both bad. I think that I'd rather never find someone who died on. I mean, I don't want anyone to die on a drowning. So I hope that doesn't happen. But Man, I don't know. I feel like if I had to choose out of the two, I'd rather find them and not see anything. I don't know. It's bad, but I feel like that would be better for my own mind. And maybe I'm weak. All right, fine. If you're going to comment below that I'm weak, so be it. You're stronger than me. I get it. But, man, I don't know.
I don't
This
think
was
anybody
tough.
would comment like that. I mean,
Now,
I think it's a tough situation. It's something that we have to really appreciate the people that do this kind of stuff. I
Yeah.
think that's how that's how I want to end this, because it's a pretty tough job. And they're experts at it. I've said that before when we've reacted to it. Like they have an expertise. Like Ed is truly an expert at this. It's not it's not an automatic skill. Like he's told me about the body bags, and things can break off the body, and then they float, and you could have a bloodline, and now you got to be able to pull that floaty body out. How are you going to get it out if it's pulling you up? I mean, this is very difficult to do.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
I really think that he does a great deed. He doesn't get paid for it. It's selfless. You said that earlier. It's a selfless deed. There's no payback per se. You're
That's
just
right.
doing
And I
it.
think a lot of people are shocked when they hear that. They think that these people get paid millions to do.
No.
Like, I would only do this if I get. No, these people are volunteers.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. I will say, though, that you mentioned next time we go diving and you're in zero vis, you're going to be scared or whatever. The good news is that when you go in caves, you don't find weird stuff like that. You are not likely to find somebody down there like a victim or whatever. It's very, very rare. However, next week, we'll be reacting to apparently some footage of people who found very weird stuff in caves.
Wow.
So if you're watching this and is over a week old, go watch the one from next week because it's apparently super gnarly. But if that video hasn't come out, or if you haven't seen part 1, basically our reaction from the victims, the original video that we made, I'm going to leave it right here. You can go and check it out and see all their actions recovering multiple bodies. This is a tough one, man.
Yeah.
I don't want this job.
Nope. I just wanted to go on my go and see some nice fish with my new camera. I mean, this is my
It's
new
not a camera.
Do you
It's
know
just
how
a phone.
good I don't know if do you think there's any cameras that can do better than this underwater with my new dive Volk lights?
No comment.